Hi, here is Philip from Arte Valore, and today I'm gonna show you how to paint your beautiful portrait during this quarantine time. Let's go! We are starting our drawing with a simple sketch. So firstly, you need to draw a few lines which are the proportions of the head. I mean a circle where the eyebrows are in the middle, the chin, and then when you have the overall face, eyes, shirt and hair. It's important to focus on the key elements. Once we have a complete sketch, then we can continue with more advanced lines. After the sketching process, I like to put some masking on the mask. So masking is kind of white or yellow fluid which is masking the surfaces which we want to let white. You can also do this watercolor without masking, but for me it's quite easy to use this. So if you have masking or you want to try with masking, just go ahead. Okay, so this is the last moment to improve our sketch until the paint is put on. So I use a spray bottle to make the paint wet, and then I mix some colors, yellow and orange, and I put them on my face. In this situation, masking is important because I don't need to concentrate on the white stripes or the very sharp edges because masking is doing this job. So I just have fun and put my colors on. Overall shape is done. As long as the surface is wet, you can modify the splash. Okay, this part is done. Now I need to wait for the total dryness. So now I start with hair. I use a spray bottle to make a wet surface on my hair and around my face, and I start to put some lighter colors like light brown, and then I start to mix it with some darker browns like ochre. Cool. I try to follow with my brush the surface of the hair. It's like a cloud or even something flying in the air, or like a tree, and it's important to not make this surface as a solid, so it will be not good if you make hair like a helmet. The correct way is to put some space. Just let it be. The key rule in watercolor is to put lighter elements first and the darker elements later. So if you want to make the opposite, it will not cause the well result. Okay, hair is done. Painting hair is like making the unique character with a brush. So now I'm making a few lines with quite dry brush, which are the hair on my skin. And then I do a correction with a wet tissue or toilet paper or anything you like. Cool. Now I fill some darker elements, darker parts around my eyes. So as you see, I follow the rule I set, so lighter parts first and then darker elements, not the opposite. Okay, it's the time to put some darker paint on my neck. So this is kind of brown paint similar to hair, but little lighter. I like to keep the difference between them. It's important to rotate your artwork during the painting process, so remember, rotate, rotate and rotate. Why? It's quite simple, because when you rotate your painting, you just allow the paint to move one way, opposite way, left, right. It's important to have a nicely painted surface. Of course, when your surface is wet. Question, how to paint white object? Quite easy. Don't paint it, just paint a shadow. So when you paint a shadow, you just use a contrast, and then the object you paint is much easier to understand and to see. Yeah, rotating process as you see, and then I'm just waiting a moment and putting more paint around the upper part of my shirt, because there's more contrast and more color. Yeah, you see? More color around the neck on a shirt. So when you have a stronger contrast, the picture, the painting looks much better. And there are two types of contrast. So first of all, it's a contrast of color. So warm color and cold color, like yellow and blue, violet and orange. Second type is a gradient difference. So you have lighter parts and darker parts. Now I can remove the masking. It's quite easy, just roll your hand over your painting and it will be slightly removing. Now starting my mask with quite the same light gray as I painted my shirt. Just allow the paint to go down. Yeah, ventilation part. Every mistake you can easily correct with a tissue or a finger. Now with the same lighter paint you can easily paint upper parts of your shirt around the neck. Remember to use a spray bottle. It does amazing effects. So now when all the wet surfaces are done, it's time to paint detail. So first your eyes, and then So, perfectly finished. Thank you for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I want to see your portrait made with your favorite mask. See you next time.